It's always a pleasure to have you on the air. Congressman, how are you?
I'm frustrated, sir, as I know you are as well, on a host of different issues, but proud to talk to you.
All right, thank you. First of all, we hear that the suicide bomber that killed 13 precious American military personnel, as well as well over 100 Afghans, was an ISIS terrorist who was released from the Bahrain prison. Is this correct?
This is absolutely correct. And there's a really important compare and contrast that every American needs to be making right now between President Trump and President Biden. So this terrorist, I'm not even going to say his name because it should never be said. This terrorist was handed over to us by India because he was captured trying to bomb a location in New Delhi. He was turned over to our CIA and put in lockup back in 2017. So President Trump made him a candidate for waterboarding, was able to extract ISIS targets from him, and use him to kill terrorists. The only thing that a terrorist should be used for is to be used to kill other terrorists. That's the only thing they're good for. President Biden released the same guy, and he was able to now kill Americans. That's the compare and contrast that every American needs to see on the way those two presidents operate.
And yet it's so strange, Congressman, because there's no accountability. The media don't seem to give a damn. We still have Americans over there in enemy territory. We still have SIV visa holders, Afghan patriots who fought side by side with men like you. And it's as if, ho-hum, let's move on to the next issue. Isn't this shocking?
Well, we have that, but beyond that you see every single day, is we have folks like Psaki and Biden himself and the Secretary of State Blinken and the generals out there saying, they're still saying, well, we didn't leave any Americans behind, and that was our commitment, and we held to that commitment, and it was a strategic success. I don't know how you say it was any kind of success when we lost 13 U.S. service members and there was 60 to 70 Afghanis killed at the exact same time, but they labeled that as a strategic success. That's the point that they're clinging to, and the media is happy to go out there and repeat their talking points for them over and over and over again.
I want to raise an issue with it. This is Communist China. They are threatening Taiwan in ways that are extremely provocative. They've obviously saw what happened with Afghanistan. They do not think Biden has what it takes to stand up to them. They're extremely aggressive right now, and it's each and every day. The Japanese look like they're beginning to build up or respond to this in their own homeland. The Taiwanese are doing their very best. There's a joint task force of ships now over there in the South China Sea with us, with the Brits, I believe with the Australians and so forth. What do you make of this?
Unfortunately, I have to agree with China that President Biden doesn't have the grit to stand up to this, but the most important question is why? And the why on that is because he's a political windsock, and the politics on their side refuses to allow them to support freedom, whether it's in Taiwan or whether it's for Tibet or whether it's for Cubans. And I would take you back to a hearing that we had on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Congress where we spoke about this. And let's give some specific examples. Tom Cruise in his new Top Gun movie, he had to take off 2 Taiwan patches off his bomber jacket because China was offended. That's what the political left believes in. They can't offend China. One of the wrestlers, John Cena, he was promoting Fast and Furious 20 or something like that, a movie out there. He had to apologize in Mandarin for calling Taiwan a country. This is the politics of the left, and Biden being a political windsock, he has to follow on that, which means he's not going to cross China, especially when it comes to Tibet. And the follow-on point on this, we're Americans. We fought battles and wars during the Cold War endlessly to stand up for freedom. What happened to that commitment to freedom today?
And, you look at the Secretary of Defense, who you're all familiar with now, and you look at the head of the Joint Chiefs. I'm not convinced that they're capable of it. Are you?
No, Afghanistan is the most leading example of what we have for military leadership, analyzing the intelligence, making decisions, and deciding to go with a plan of action that resulted in catastrophic failure, greater than probably anything that we've seen since, let's say, the Bay of Pigs, for sure. So would I say I have confidence in that? Absolutely not.
I mean, the head of the Communist Chinese military, they got their calls from Milley. He wanted to make sure that they weren't concerned that the U.S. might do anything. I had Gordon Chang on my show the other Sunday, and he said that call went all the way up to Xi. Our commander-in-chief didn't know about it, but theirs did. And that sent exactly the wrong signal to the Communist Chinese. That is, that in the case of Milley and so forth, we were concerned about what they think about us. And I think he's right, don't you?
I would take that analysis to the bank and offer this from pop culture. Everybody remembers the old movie The Godfather and Michael Corleone's brother Fredo taking sides against the family, and he told him, never take sides against the family. And our family is America. Our family stands up for freedom. Our family stands up for our homeland, number one, especially at those highest levels. And to step outside of our American family to communist China that doesn't give a rat's anything about us, that's the backstab like I've never seen.